So here are the problems that people sent in that we will look at. Starting with here, number 37, it's 1/4 times 4 to the 2x plus 1 equals 5. So the first thing we have to do here is subtract 1 from both sides. So you have 1/4, not 2, 4 to the 2x equals 4. Then we can multiply this side by 4 and multiply that side by 4 to get rid of the 1/4. So then we have 4 to the 2x equals 16. And then because of that, 16 is the same as 4 squared. That's 4 to the 2x. And so then because the bases are the same, the exponents would be the same. So 2x equals 2. And finally divide by 2, you get x equals 1. Now when you get to this point right here, if you did not want to write 4 to the second for 16, you could put a log base 4 here and a log base 4 here. And then log base 4 of 4 goes away and you get 2x equals log 4, 16. And then to figure out this log 4, 16, put in your calculator. If you have one that can do that, you just type it in, or you do log 16 divided by log 4. Make sure if you have a calculator, put some parentheses, close it before you hit the division sign, and then you would find out that that is 2. And then you would solve it the same way. Okay, moving on to the next one here, ln of x plus ln of x minus 2 equals 1. Now this is an interesting problem in that we have two different natural logs here, and because this is addition in between, you can condense this expression down to ln of, and then take this thing and multiply it by that, which would be x squared minus 2x equals 1. Now then, you would, to get rid of ln, you would both sides. So then you have x squared minus 2x equals to the first power. And then, something we haven't really covered yet, but back from your days of algebra, you should be able to get this. So you subtract 2x, and then minus to the first equals 0. This then is a quadratic equation. To the first is some value which is approximately 2.79, no, not 79. .718 is what it is. And then use Desmos and graph that and find out where it crosses the x-axis, which is going to be in two places, but the negative value, there's going to be one positive value and one negative value for this, a positive number and a negative number. But the negative number, when you substitute back in here for x, is not going to work because you can't take the natural log of a negative number. So then only the positive will work. That one's for another day, really, so it's okay if you're not sure on how to solve that one yet. We'll get to that later. All right, this one here says ln of 5.6 minus x equals ln of 15.4 minus 2.6x. Well, hey, we have a natural log on both sides, so we can just say that 5.6 minus x is equal to 18.4. minus 2.6x. Well, then if we subtract 5.6 and add 2.6x to both sides, you're going to get 1.6x equals 12.8. And then if we take and divide by 1.6, probably should break that, huh? Divide by 1.6 and divide by 1.6, you will get 8 for an answer. Now then, here's where again you have to check your answer. If you substitute an 8 there for x, 5.6 minus 8 is a negative number, negative 2.4 to be exact. And if you try to do the natural log of the negative 2.4, you're going to get a domain error. So 8 does not actually work, so therefore there is no solution. Doesn't matter what happens on this side because it does not work on the left side. It's a no solution problem. All right, then these story problems here says you deposit $2,000 in an account that pays 2% annual interest compounded quarterly. How long will it take for the balance to reach $2,400? So you're starting with 2,000, and then it's 1 plus, and 2% is 0.02 divided by compounded quarterly means it's divided by 4. And how long will it take to reach a balance of 2,400? Well, now it's quarterly, so that's 4x for the exponent, and that equals 2,400. So now we have to solve for x. Divide by 2,000. So then we have, let's see, 0.02 divided by 4 is 0.005. So we have 1.005 to the 4x equals 1.2. And then to get rid of this 1.005 base, we have to log 1 with a base of 1.005 to both sides. So then, let's see, 4x will equal log of 1.2 divided by log of 1.5, and that is roughly 36.55539 and stuff after it. And so therefore, we then finally need to divide by 4. Which would be 9.1388 and change after it, so approximately 9 years. And moving on to the next one, 20 grams of phosphorus, 32 that decays at 5% per day. How long will it take for half the original amount to decay? So if you have 20 grams to start with, 1 minus 0.05 to the x equals, well, half of it's going to be 10. So then the first thing you would do is divide by 20. And then you're going to get 0.95 to the x equals 0.5. Now, wouldn't matter what this value was to start with. If you started with 40 grams here, then this would be 20, and when you divide by 40, you'd still get this equation of 0.5 because you're wanting half of it. All right, then at this point, because this is 0.95 to the x, to get rid of 0.95, you have to log base 0.95, both sides. So then x will equal whatever log base 0.95 of 0.5 is. And to do that, you take ln or log of 0.95 divided by, no, not 0.95 first, 0.5 first. And divided by whichever one you use, ln or log again, of 0.95. And that will get you x is approximate 13.5134. So we would say 13 and a half years. Or no, not years. This one is days. Okay, and the next one here, you deposit 500 that pays 2.5 interest compounded continuously. Remember, continuously, we use this equation. So that means that you have 500 E. The rate is 0.025. We do not know T yet. And we're doubling, so this would be 1,000. This is similar to that last problem. Doesn't matter what you start with. Divide by 500. You can get to 0.025 T equals 2. If they just said you started with 250, then this would be 500, and when you divided, you'd still get 2. So now we have e to the 0.025 t. To get rid of the e, we have to ln both sides. So 0.025 t equals ln of 2. And then finally, divide by 0.025. And ln of 2, first off, is 0.693147181 divided by 0.025 equals, so t is approximately 27.7258 years. So we would say 27.7 years. Now, if you want to get more technical, if you take minus 27 years, and then let's see, times that by 12, that'd be 27 years and 8 months. If you want to get it in days, you can do that as well, but we'll leave it as 27.7 years. All right, so the first permanent English colony in America was established in Jamestown in 1607. From 1620 to 1780, the population was 8863 times 1.04 to the t, where t is the number of years since 1620. When was the population? 345,000. Well, that means 345. Now it says p is in thousands, so we do not put the zeros here in this thing. So 8863 1.04 to the t. So first we divide by 8863. So 345 divided by 8863 0.0389 and stuff equals 1.047 or 1.04 to the t. Then to get rid of the 1.04, we have to log with the base of 1.04 to both sides. So here's where you should be using your answer button. So log of your answer divided by log of 1.4. What the heck did I do there? I better pause this for a moment. Okay, so we got to back up on this one. This is not supposed to be without the zeros. There should be zeros there, which is then going to change this number when we divide by 8863. So 345,000 divided by 8863 is 38.925 and so on and so forth. Then when you take that number, the log of that number, using the ANS button of your calculator, divided by log of 1.04, you will get t equals 93.3603 years, which is roughly 93.4 years. So now when was the population? Well, 93.4 plus 1620, because that's when it started, would get you 1713 was the year that it happened in. Alright, and 67. Hamburger stand varies the cost of their pop according to the number of times you refill it. There's a spelling error. That's not supposed to be there. Using the formula C equals A plus B log R, where R is the number of times you refill your cup. One refill costs 40 cents. So therefore, R would be 1, and the cost would be 0.4. So 0.4 equals A plus B log 1. And 10 refills cost you $3. So that means 3 equals A plus B log 10. Now, what is log 1 in this? Here we're supposed to find the value of A and B. Well, let's look at this equation right here. Log 1, if you must, use your calculator, is 0. Therefore, B times 0 is 0, so A is 0.4. Now that we know that A is 0.4, we can substitute that here and put a 0.4 in for A. Now we have 3 equals 0.4 plus B log 10. Hey, what's log 10? It's 1. So now this equation is 3 equals 0.4 plus B. Well, if you take 3 and subtract 0.4, you will get B is 2.6. So now your final equation then would become C equals 0.4 plus 2.6 log R. Or if you use the value x so that you have the equation, it says what is the x-intercept and what does that mean in the context of this problem? Well, you can get 0.4 because if you have x being 1, then that means you can have 0.4 for free. How much will 30 refills cost? Well, that means you just have to substitute 30 in here. And you put in 0.4 plus 2.6 log 30. And that would be $4.24. And if you have $2, how many refills can you get? Well, then you would have 2 equals 0.4 plus 2.6 log r. But first you would take 2 minus 0.4 to get 1.6 equals 2.6 log r. Then you would divide by 2.6, get 0.615, and then you have log r equals 0.615. And now when you do not see a base down here, that means the base is 10. So therefore, you would have 10 and a 10. So r equals 10 to the 0.615. And 10 to the answer would be 4.124. So you can have 4 refills. And that is all that you asked for questions on this assignment.